I don't know. I don't have any funny stories from whenever I was a kid, though. I'm sure people would probably classify them as funny, but I don't internalize them as funny.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't know I wouldn't know how to like bring up a story. But do you guys have stories? Like traditionally, like Mexican American stories that you're like, this has to happen to a lot of us.
Well, I would hope it didn't happen to a lot of people, but I think the way Cynthia and I are, like, where we joke about everything. It's how we get through life. Like, even through serious things, like, I have to throw a joke in. Like, I have to. Like, I can't be too serious.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I guess one that I think was really funny where, like, I feel like a lot of us Hispanics, I got, like, ass beatings, like, growing up with el cinto, with the escoba or something.
Escoba?
Which
damn, my mom would not have lived that escoba. That escoba
Belts.
is sacred.
Belts.
My mom was like, don't touch my shit.
But
my mom was serious about her escoba.
It's not funny that kids get beat, but we were one of them. And we just laugh about it now. It wasn't, like, extreme or anything, but it's definitely the way, like, my dad made us, like, scared of him and, like, made us listen. But one time we were at Walmart and I went with my mom and Cynthia went with my dad. It was only us two at the time. And I was joking around with my mom and, like, we were in the toilet paper section and I was, like, building a house, like, a little fort. And she's like, vente, like, te voy a dejar. And I was like, oh, she's not going to leave me. So, like, as a little kid, like, think about, like, the aisle with toilet paper. I would fit, like, you know, and be able to run through these toilet papers. So I was building, like, an empire. And they're like, I was having so much
A whole empire. She remembers her reign. She was like, I'm calling this one.
I was having so much fun. Like, I even built, like a fucking pedestal and stuff for me to sit on. And I wanted to show my mom. Yes, a throne. So I wanted to show my mom. So, like, I don't know how long I was in there, but the last thing she had said, she's like, te voy a dejar. And then, like, I was in there for I don't know how long. And then I came out to show her, and she was gone. Like, I looked this way, this way. The aisle was empty as fuck. And as a little kid, you know, I'm like...
The whole she's like oh, shit.
There's no
shit
sound.
just got real.
No one, not even a stranger was in the aisle. Like, it was empty.
I love that I was like, at least I have toilet paper. Yeah. I can survive. At least I have a home.
And just down the other aisle,
I was like, I should start building a bed right now.
But yeah,
like,
fuck it. Here. She was like, this is my life now. I'm toilet paper girl.
So I was running around looking for my mom, or like anyone, like her or my dad. Like, I was like running around looking up at people. Like, I was like a little tiny kid. Everyone was like huge and like scary to me. And I was just looking for a familiar face. And then I hear over the intercom, like, Alondra Solis, like, come, your parents are waiting for you.
Damn, embarrassing. And you're just fucking...
And then I go to the front, and my dad looks so mad. I was so scared. I don't even know if I wanted to be found because I was scared. I was scared of what would happen if I would be found.
She made life decisions. She was on the aisle. She sat back in her throne and was like, listen, do I want to go? Like, now I know where they are. They're at the front. But now I'm about to get my ass beat. So so I could, theoretically I could run away, and I would never have to face this ass beat and this ass beating.
Yeah, that's so crazy. I saw them and like I was like, I don't know how to feel, like happy, scared, like, you know. So like I went home, and my dad sat down and talked to me, and I was like, oh no, like, why is he not mad? Like, I'm like, the fact that you're not screaming at me is like scaring me even more.
Damn.
You know?
You were like, this is a different punishment. I'm about to get sent home. I'm about to get sent to Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, mira, hoy no tengo energía. He's like,
damn.
Te chingo hoy o mañana? And I was like,
sure.
mañana.
For sure, no question about it.
And then I was like, mañana, I'm gonna go to bed, okay? And like I went to bed. I didn't cause any.
It was like, 5 p.m.
Noise.
2 p.m.
I didn't come out of that room. Like, I didn't, like, I remember, I'm like, I have to be on my best behavior.
Cynthia's like, you want to go outside? She's like, no, it's okay. I'm actually good. I'm good. I like the lights in here. It's really nice.
I don't even remember what she was doing throughout all this. But
you weren't even clocked in.
I had to tell them to tell her to put the name on the underclaw. I had to tell them. But I don't remember
Cynthia walks in like, here's some homework.
It's like, hey, I know you just got in trouble,
like,
but
yeah, más tarea estúpida.
you still have homework.
Such a bully, dude. That's fucking
my
funny.
God.
I was a bully too. I used to lock my sister inside the cabinets.
Oh my God.
We would play hide and seek, and she would get inside the cabinet, and I just put like a stick through so that she couldn't get out, and I would just chill.
Leave her in there?
I just leave her in.
How long?
I don't know, 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she would always think she was winning. So she was
crazy.
She was a winner, okay?
Yeah.
In her head, yeah.
Yeah. So she always had a lot of pride. Okay?
That was funny.
No, I think my mom. I think my thing was a classic. Like if we ever went anywhere, we went to Walmart or something. Like my mom was like, as soon as we parked, mom was like, and don't ask me for shit. Like, and don't ask me for a goddamn thing, because the answer is no ahead of time. So don't. If you get the instinct, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what we were getting. So like, and I remember that was a real feeling, because then I would go inside the thing and it'd be like it would start small. It'll be like a Snickers, and I'd be like, oh.
Yeah.
Ask her if she wants it. Come on, Snickers is not that bad. But then like I'd get the Snickers and I would just like hold on to it, but like I wouldn't show her. It'd be like just by the time we get to the cashier, maybe I could be like, in this one, right? But then I'd get to like the toys. I'm like, oh damn, but this toy's fly as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
I kinda like-
So then and then she would see me sometimes and be like, don't even fucking think about it. Like don't
Yeah.
no. Like I see you, I see what your eyes doing. I'm like, oh, but wait, what? I just start going and be like, but mom, and this and that, and like that's all the only thing that would happen. I got left at Walmart one time, but it didn't like she actually left the store.
I think you told us that when you were playing
I was playing on Nintendo 64 on there. I didn't have a Nintendo, so I was like going through a whole campaign. I was trying to beat story mode for sure. I was trying to go for it, and like
Yeah.
and then she left. We didn't live that far, so she left, and then she came back. She was
Came
like,
back.
You were still there.
I was like, and when I realized it, they might have called my name out, but like some security guard was like, I think your mom's looking for you. I was like, damn, she probably is. Damn.
Can I finish the level?
Yeah, damn. I couldn't finish.
Yeah, can I log out, please?
So I was like, let me save my profile real quick for the next time I'm here. Yeah, and then she whooped my ass after. She's like, I told you, you made me come all the way back. I don't know if she actually went home, but she definitely went and put her groceries away
Yeah.
in the car. she definitely put the groceries in the car for sure. And then she came back in and she was like pissed the fuck off. But I think for me it was more embarrassing the fact that like it was a Hispanic neighborhood, so it was a whole bunch of Hispanic people also, and they would just laugh. Like if whenever my mom was like, you know, like yelling at me or whatever, like I would look around and other Mexican moms would just look over and be like, yeah, like fucking kids are crazy, like, you know what I mean? Or they would look at their kids and be like, ves? Like,
Si no te portas bien.
like that's you too. Like don't fucking play. You think we won't, but his mom's a real one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Funny.
My mom would also threaten the cops on me. That's crazy. My mom would see a cop and be like, "Párale o le hablo a policía." And I'd be like, "Damn, okay, chill, bro." Because like my dad is one thing, but the cops,
They instilled that.
they got a uniform.
They literally like instilled that scared of cops in us since we're little, like even as jokes, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild. I don't think my dad ever told me he'd call the cops because I don't think it would benefit any of us.
My mom would say it like flagrantly, "Le voy a hablar a la policía." And I'd be like, "All right, Jama, chill, relax, bro, relax with this and that." Yeah. And then we would see cops. I think we would see cops in our neighborhood all the time because they were trying to do dumb shit, harass us and shit. So immediately we're like, oh, no, don't call the cops. This is fucking the whole thing. I remember I used to walk home. So like I went to school. I went to a charter school for middle school and high school. So 7th grade, I remember this like it was clear, like again, bad neighborhood, bad stuff everywhere, gangs, anything you could think of, but any stereotype that you think about, like a inner city, low income neighborhood, that's what the neighborhood was. So I would get there was a community center that was like 10 minutes away from my house, a walking distance. And I'd get picked up there for school, and I would get dropped off. My school started at 7:45 a.m. like almost 8 a.m. So and it was an hour away. So I had to be at the bus stop at like 6. And my school, since it was a charter school and they went through their own rules, we didn't get out of school at least until I think like 6th grade through 9th or 10th grade till 5 o'clock at night in the afternoon. So we went through the whole thing. And then if you stayed for extracurriculars, then you would do 5 to 6:30, and then at 6:30 you would take the late bus, and I wouldn't get back to my stop until probably like 7:30. And I was lucky that the late bus, the second stop of the late bus was my stop. Was my regular bus stop, because it was like a central location for everybody. So I'd get home at I get to the bus stop at like 7:30 at night, 13 hours later. And then think about like when daylight savings happens, like it gets so dark so quickly. So I would get to the bus stop already dark, had to walk home, and we would have a backpack with all our books in it, right?
Yeah.
So I would often get stopped if I didn't get stopped by like local, like not gang members, but like just other teenagers or like in their 20s and stuff that thought that like I had drugs or something, and then they would stop me, they would jump me, they would like get my backpack and then throw it on the floor, and they realized it was just like books and homework and shit, and call me a nerd, and then like just leave. If it wasn't them, it was the cops, because the cops would also think that I was walking around with this big ass bag or a duffel bag or whatever, blah blah, and they would think that I had some bullshit. So then they would just stop, and then I remember they would just go like they would just immediately just corner me, and I wouldn't even have to say anything. And this is why whenever people talk about like, well, cops don't do that, I'm like, yeah, bullshit. Like some cops do. It depends on the neighborhood, but like I remember when they would pull up, they didn't even have their lights on, so it wasn't like they were like on alert. They would just pull up and stop, and I immediately knew like, oh, okay. So then I would just like stop, I would put my stuff down. They didn't even have to say anything. They were on the way getting out of their car, and I would just do it because I already knew. I was not like I'm gonna try to like argue with them. So I take my stuff off, and I would immediately just like go to the fence and like put my hands there, and I'd just be like, look guys, I'm just trying to walk home, like blah blah blah, this and that. And they'd be like, shut the fuck up, blah blah blah, this and that. And they wouldn't say anything. They wouldn't try to tell me what's going on. They didn't ask me questions. They would just get my bag, and they would just start like looking through it, and then they'd like pat me down, and then if they didn't find anything, they would just get back in their car and they would leave. Like it was like a maybe 5-6 minute interaction, but like very little words were said. We just knew, right? So we had interactions like that with the cops. So whenever my parents would be like, "Oh, le voy a hablar a la policía," I'd be like, not those fuckers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, like no, okay, fine, I'll listen to you. Yeah. It's better than those dudes thinking that they're all high and mighty and shit. You know? Yeah. But then by the time that we were in our late teens, early 20s, when the cops showed up, it was a different story, because then we would get feisty with them. Yeah. Like I have a long history of like telling cops off, especially once I know what their job really is, and like, man, I get spicy as hell. I remember I would get like, I'd be like, oh, when I graduated high school, I graduated pretty close to the top of my class. So I was going into college, and I was a decent academic student. So then like anytime a cop would give me a hard time, I'd be like, oh yeah, sorry, Mr. High School Diploma, you'll be all right. Like, yeah, dude, do whatever. And I would talk so much shit to cops. And then whenever they would get spicy with me, and I'm like, oh, my bad. I thought that this was a free country, and I could just say whatever you had that I could say whatever, and you have to shut the fuck up because you're on the job right now. You're clocked in. Like, and I would just I would just go off, bro. I would go off and be like, it's okay. You don't have to understand. I know you didn't read the Constitution because you just graduated high school barely, and like and you had to go into a trade job. Like I would go off on these cops, bro. I would go off, and they would get so pissed off with me. But I'd be like, but you're the one stopping me for no reason. You didn't even tell me why you were stopping me. You didn't even tell me what I was doing wrong. You didn't tell me a damn thing. And they would just, it was like they knew I loved them.
That love, toxic relationship.
Toxic chemistry. Going back to chemistry. No, it's funny, but yeah, I don't know if I have any like really really funny story. Like, I think that I grew up around so many Hispanics that a lot of things that are like, I realized way later, like that are stereotypical about us. I didn't realize they were stereotypical. It's just normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I think it's like, well, because we loved watching Super Ego. Did you ever watch him
No.
when he had a YouTube? Really?
No.
Oh my gosh, you need to. He has like a whole YouTube channel. I don't know if he does them now, but like when we were younger and when we had YouTube and that was like the main thing you could watch on a computer, it's all we watched. And he would do like, you know, your Mexican win, and like he'd dress up with his friend and stuff, and one was the mom que le chingaba con la chancla and stuff, or like,
Yo, that chancla shit is real.
It's
yeah.
so real, and they never miss. Never miss.
Have you seen that video of that mom throwing the chancla like long distance and still hitting the kid?
Yes. The black, yes, yeah, the black sandal, whatever.
Yeah. She had an arm on her. She was like, I'm gonna hit because I'm gonna hit.
So funny. That is so funny.
Yeah, that chancla shit is real, bro. I was never that scared of it, but I remember like it was just annoying. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh god. Like, I remember I called my mom a bitch one time, and my dad heard me, and I got my ass whooped. I got kicked out of the house.
Damn.
That day was the first time I got kicked out of the house. I didn't come back till 2 weeks later, and they didn't give a fuck. My dad didn't give a fuck. My mom cared. My mom was all like, let him back. And he was like, no. This is out of principle. He needs to know he can't talk to my woman like that.
Damn.
Yeah, it was rough, man. It was rough. I was like couch hopping, and then all my friends' moms were like, when are you going home? And I was like, see, what happened was that it's okay if you don't know, but like I can't go back right now. Yeah, but like it was one of those things where actually that was kind of unique about my dad specifically. Like my dad would always tell me, when you have a relationship and you're about to have kids or this and that, like people say like, oh, my kids are the most important thing in life, and I get that. Like that's 100% true, because you want to do everything right by your kids. You want to take care of your kids. So like, but you have a responsibility to your kid. You also have a responsibility to your significant other. And the thing is that the responsibility for your significant other will outlast the responsibility for your kid. Because after a certain point, the responsibility for your kid changes. They're going to be grown. They're going to be finding life on their own. Hopefully you prepared them right, and then they go off and they're good civilians, right? But your relationship, the responsibility to your significant other, that's different. So like, you need to make it clear, like, that's your priority. So he would always he would tell us, like, wait, if it comes down to it, if I have to choose you or her, I'm choosing her. And he would tell us that all the time. So I remember I didn't even call her a bitch to her face. I was like, she didn't let me do something. Like, she didn't let me go out somewhere or something like that. And I was just walking away, and I was like 4 rooms away from her. She didn't even hear me say it, but he was in the other room with the door slightly open working on something, and I was like, fucking bitch, like that, because you know what I mean? I was just an angry child.
Yeah.
And my dad goes, hey, and I was like, oh damn. And I just stopped, and I just like waited for it. He walked out of the room, he fucking grabbed me, he kind of beat my ass, and he was like, get the fuck out of my house. You know, like, you're gonna learn today you can't talk to my woman like that. And that's how he said. He didn't say your mom. He said, you can't talk to my woman like that. And I was like, oh damn, you're right, my bad. My bad. Yeah, for real. He's like, he was like, you got like 5 minutes before I punt your ass out of here.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
And my mom was like, no, Juan. My dad's name is also Juan, but so I was like, no, Juan, no, don't be fucking extra like this and that. My mom was like trying to put him in his place too, and he was like, I said what I said. He is not here, no more. And I was like, damn. That's crazy. And the only reason I came back to the house was because I came back to get clothes. Like, I snuck into my own house to get clothes so that I can leave again. And my mom was there, and she goes, you're not leaving, stay here. And I was like, no, that's cool. I don't like, whatever, I'm cool. Like, I could be out of here. It's not a problem. And then she was like, no, you're gonna stay. And then she just made me food. And then my dad was in the kitchen, like eating food, like doing something. And I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I kind of looked at him like, what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to say? He goes, if I don't let you stay, she's going to whoop my ass. So so then I stayed after that. But if it were up to him, I wouldn't have stayed. Like, that's how big the infraction was. Like, you don't get to disrespect her around me. So, and I remember that still stays in my head, like all this time. Like, his priority was always her. 100%.
Dang.
We were like secondary, which kind of sounds bad. Because people like to say, like, oh, my children are everything, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But to him, it was like, no. Like, I'd be dead without her. So if you don't
Most men
get it right,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't, like...
Yeah.
And he would tell her, too. He'd be like, you can leave me whenever you want. Like, I know I ain't shit. But me without you, and I won't make it. You know what I mean? And he would say it to us, too. Like, she can leave whenever she wants. Like, again, women are property. Like, women, you can't just hold that over people like that. If she wants to leave, she can go. But I know she is too good for me. So whatever she needs, we're gonna try to make it happen. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
Because that's not a lot of the experiences that like Hispanics have with like macho men and shit, you know?
No, yeah.
Like
not at all.
a lot of men are like, no, I was like fucking do what I say. I'm the one that pays the bills and this, that, blah, 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 this and that. My dad was not like that.
Damn.